Coming to you live at 0500 hours, 12 minutes, Friday, July 12th, 2019. This is titled, Be Yourself. I'm noticing more and more as social media grows and you got more people talking and talking. It's good. It's great that we finally got a platform to talk. Coming to you again. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you did have a good week. Just keep being safe. Just remember, life is long. It's not quick. It's not YOLO. You live once, but you get one life to live. You don't got time to play. You got time to enjoy life. Don't play with life. People doing crazy stuff every day. People not thinking about their families. People not thinking about their loved ones. And you have everything to gain and everything to lose. They have nothing to gain and nothing to lose. Remember that. When somebody just want to, I'm 36. When a man want to get in my face and argue, and I don't know him, and when we start getting serious about, then it's about sports or your take, I'm not going to argue with you. And one thing I never really do is argue with a woman. So if you ever see me see me on another panel with a woman, I don't argue. I state my experience and my truths. And then there's truths that is similar to a lot of other people's truths, but it's not all. And that's what I'm going to talk about. It's not all the people's truths. My truth is not another man's truth. We got to stop thinking that one man take on one topic or discussion is my take. It's not. It's really not. How I carry myself is different from that man. That man can talk all that jazz, talk all that. That woman can say all that about you and do it and say, but that's not your truth. Okay, this is why it's not my truth. I grew up a certain way. I grew up with my mother cooking 3 meals. Only time we didn't have 3 meals, we went to school and we might have had breakfast. But if we didn't have breakfast, we had lunch. We had lunch in school. During the weekday, lunch was always in school. Sometimes breakfast was at home, and we always had dinner at home. Unless I went over to somebody's house that was rare to spend the night, or my cousins mainly, or my uncle, lady he was with. But besides that, or other people, or once in a while, but mainly my mother cooked dinner. My mother was very, I'm gonna call her conservative, not political wise, conservative in her body, her view, her talk. So based on who my parent and my mother was, that's who I became. Them are my talking points. Them are my viewpoints. And as I became an adult, I said, hold on. My mother may have done some things, but I don't see nothing wrong. I never fought my mother on her views. I never fought my mother in why she didn't allow me to watch certain TV shows or go places, because it was never as I really, really wanted to join everybody. I was never the type of person I needed to join the crowd or how they say outgoing. I'm very sociable and friendly to people. That's what I'll call it. I'm personable. I will get personable with a person I just met 2 seconds ago. If you don't want that, don't. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to do that with you. But mostly everybody I get to know, pretty personable with. So, and I'm sociable. So for me, just to listen to a person that's just outgoing or so now, I'm about to say this about a men. Excuse me. I listen to men for what you want to call that? The information. I don't want to say the game. Or we can call it the game. I listen to certain quote unquote men for the game. But besides that, I don't listen far beyond that. Because you know why? As I said, how my mother treated me, how my mother carried herself. A lot of men mothers didn't carry themselves. They didn't. They always had girlfriends. So if you're trying to base their understanding with their ability to get women, see gotta look at the way my mother carried herself. She wasn't a bad bitch. She don't say shit independent woman. See, I don't live in those plights. I don't live in a racist family. See, we say colorism. I say I'll call it racism. I don't live in a racist family. We don't do the color thing. We do talk about education, staying out of everybody, each side of the family, because I was going to say it to them since I was there, or I watched my aunt say it, or or the other guys that wasn't in trouble. See, and I find it to be very, what's the word looking for? An honor or upstanding or more qualified if I tell a brother that don't use drugs and I'm not using drugs, but somehow we in this metaphoric state of this world we in. Well, you can't tell me about drugs because you don't do drugs. I can't. I watch people strung out on drugs. I'm watching people strung out. Or I'm watching the 80s babies that was their parents were strung out on drugs. They was crack babies. We forgetting about we got talking points, but we forget about other things. That's why I say my experiences can change. I did a recording or a live on that a while ago. My experiences can change by when I start interacting with people. And so a lot of men talking points, once I start interacting with women, oh, I can see their talking points, but I got to go by my experiences. And if I don't go by my experiences, I don't care what is their talking points, I won't get to where I want to go. So for me to find a wife, I'm not going to just throw certain things away and just say, "Oh, I'm going to take on." No. I'm going to say I'm seeking. I'm seeking out a certain type of woman. She is rare. I have to learn that. That's the one thing you have to pay attention. What type of woman you want and what type of man you want to be. What type of man you want to be. We have people that have 2 to 4 children. If you just say 2 children. And the first child, no, they wasn't at the point, they wasn't going to school. They didn't make as much money. Or they wasn't the parent that they are the first child. By the time the second child come along, they are way better in their life type of parent. And they had to do it. I use money because the income changed. Now they able to afford those things that they couldn't afford. Because now they learned how to budget and spend money with the second child. With the first child, what's got to happen for the first child, they experience everything that you did negative. So if you was a man that had a whole bunch of women at the house, that first child experienced that. See, the second child probably didn't. Now you got better. You see where I'm going with that? And we seem to forget that. And we don't talk about that enough. How you was a certain way when this child was there, but you was this way. I'm not going to expect the first child to be as the second child. There's some things that I have to do first. And the first child probably have to get covered more. So it kind of goes along with your understanding of your belief of, yes, that first, if you really understand your belief, that first child going to need a little bit more love. But don't forget about the second child. Give them the same priorities, the same interests, the same love. I'm not going to never segregate my love with my children. Because it's going to hold resentment with my children. They'll get older and they're going to treat each other a certain way. Because your child only can treat themselves, and this is key, women, and especially women, and this is for men, but the women you are nurturing the child. We are a provider, protector. You are nurturing the child. It is key on how you carry yourself. That's determine your daughter. And when you don't determine your daughter, the world determine your daughter for you and your son and the people around you. So what I'll say unto one, I'll say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Choose wisely. We are the determiner factor of how our child is going to be. We are the determining factors of our future. My talking points and viewpoint is not the same as other men because I don't know his shoes. I get understanding from him and try to be understood. So if he give a viewpoint, he say, okay, I can see. That's where people I give my information to. I don't want to say hurt. And okay, I see he took it into consideration that this is what I said and this is how I am, this is what I did. And he gonna come back with almost as we call it a game plan of who I am, not who he is. So when you listen to people, take it with a grain of salt. It is salt. Sprinkle it on, but don't put too much and don't put too less into what they say. Because their experience do matter. And also, you are listening for an understanding that you may not have had yourself. But not everybody's viewpoint, perspective, and talking point is based on you, based on who you are. Say la.